Okay, Friday vlog. Wrapping up the week. Jesus. One of my pals is absolutely convinced that his appearances on my website, as harmless as they are, I mean, it's not controversial material. He's absolutely convinced that those appearances are creating retaliation from TriMet in the form of SIPs. See, he appears on the site and the next day an SIP shows up. And personally, I have a hard time believing it, but the first time that it happened, I was just paranoid as usual. He's always been paranoid. The second time it happened, though, I started wondering. I'm still wondering. So I sent Hayden a note about that. You know, it's not possible, right? We get some traffic problems here, but you know, I didn't think there's any easier way to get over here. You know, I know they're targeting me, but I'm pretty sure they're not targeting anybody that knows me. I mean, that's a crazy, wild jump. See, there's some activists that are activists only if it doesn't threaten themselves. You know what I mean? They don't want to. That's the problem here. That's the problem with the whole country. Well, I'll be an activist as long as it doesn't cost me anything, and then I'll be okay with it. You know, if it costs me something, forget it. And of course, that's the problem with our whole society. I don't know. Maybe it's true. Maybe it's, who knows? TriMet, who knows what they're up to? They're capable of anything. We know that. And Chris Day got this sip about him screaming and yelling at somebody in a car. It's completely bogus. Completely bogus sip. I just tell him, I don't know what you do with this company. I mean, they rely on these. You don't have a say. You're working for a fascist company. That's what you're working for here. These people are ruthless, and they're not interested in checking the facts or anything. I mean, I know they sent me up because I know what the two reports were true. I know it's a lie. I can prove it's a lie. I can prove it, but I can't prove it. You know what I mean? That's for the court case when they try to pull something on me. Because I'm not completely stupid, TriMet managers. Don't think I'm an ignorant fool here. I protect myself as best I can. You're the ones that picked the fight, not me. I used to have good relations with TriMet managers. But, you decided to throw all that out the window, and so, not only you're fighting with the union, you're fighting with me, you're fighting with your employees. Well, you're the ones that are fighting with us. We're not fighting with you. Okay, you're making it into a fight. We want peace and harmony, but you want some kind of a strange, I don't know. We're going to make these operators look really bad in the eyes of the public, and that's how we're going to come. There's some kind of a hidden agenda here, folks. I'm telling you for sure. They haven't been able to get away with it completely because of me, because the union is now nowhere to be found. And a lot of people are very scared to associate with me. I know that. It's okay. I don't need your association. People are saying, why don't you run for executive board or whatever? I'm like, no, I'm not going to run for anything. I don't want to be in that position. Then I'll be compromised. I'm about me. My life, it's about me. I live for me right now. And as far as this job is concerned, I'm already halfway out the door anyway. It's true, as my pal says, well, you got nothing to lose, you can leave and all of that. Well, if you feel that way, then don't say anything. Go to your little job every day. Be a good little slave. Do what they tell you. Never question authority. Suffer all of the things that you're going to suffer as an employee here, and just be happy you have a job, you know. Right? That's the whole. And be happy you still have a livable wage job with actual benefits, although that ain't going to last. This company is headed to bankruptcy, and anybody that understands anything about finances sees it coming. And they're going to blame the union. They're going to blame us for it. You see this coming, don't you people? It's coming. This is what they've set up here. People say TriMet management are dumb. Well, let me tell you something. They are not dumb. They are very sophisticated. I've been watching them for years. One thing they are not is stupid. They know exactly what they're doing. Anyway, I see what's coming here, don't you? I even think they did all this with the intent. They knew they were going to lose the unfair labor practice. Okay, they even knew it. I think so. I really believe this. But they filed it anyway because they can use that as a public relations deal against us, the union employees. You see? And that's the agenda. It's a Scott Walker agenda hidden McFarland style. Okay, you want to work for First Transit and all of that. You want to be part of that system. Let's try to get off here. I think it's moving all right. Then that's what you're going to have, okay, in five years or less. Because as soon as this shit really hits the fan, which it's going to do, they're going to blame us. They're going to blame the union employees. And they're most likely going to get away with it because there's no pushback. And the union has a terrible reputation as a secret society. They want to be completely secret and operate everything in secret and paranoia. Oh, we can't let them know what we're doing. Why the fuck not? Why the fuck can't you let them know what you're doing? Everybody says, oh, management's watching my site. Well, I hope they're fucking watching my site. That's the only satisfaction I get it working here is that I know they have to listen to me. Even though if they had their way, they would just ignore everything. That's what they used to do. Just ignore everything I say. They don't have to answer, you know. Well, who cares? Just Al. Just ignore them. And that's what brought on the ranting shit. You know, I was always interested in the material, but it was the never being able to be heard. And I was sending stuff to these managers long before I had that blog and before video was popular. I was trying to get heard. You can't get heard. And there is no individual here. You're stuck between the union and the company, and you don't get a voice. And I resent that, and I work against it. Okay? I work against that kind of thinking. I support the individual. It's a libertarian point of view. And I have a libertarian point of view in many respects. I don't think government is helpful, especially government the way we have it in this country now. It's not helpful. Yeah, it's giving us a job, that's true. But not for long, folks. Okay? Look at what's happening in the post office now. They're attacking us. You know, it's coming, man. Anyway, that's the rant of that moment. Now, what else is happening around here? Oh yeah, Chris Day did get a response from Larry Hanley on being pushed out of that meeting, and Larry Hanley is requesting information from John Hunt about this. So I mean, there's that's a significant thing that Larry Hanley did get involved in that finally, and a good deal on that. And other than that, I'm still polishing my speech for the board of directors. You know, you gotta have your 3 minutes. You get 3 whole fucking minutes. Here you go. Here's your 3 whole fucking minutes. You lucky citizen, you. And ordinarily speaking, of course, all of that stuff would be buried in the archives of nowhere. I'm the only person that's interested in bringing the people that are complaining to the public's view. I mean, and there's not much, you know, the interest in transit issues is so low in this city because nobody's using the fucking thing, you know. Look at this. Do these people look like they're using transit to you? This west side is so jammed up with cars. I can't get my bus through. You know why? Because nobody takes the fucking bus because it's fucking shitty service. You have to be an idiot to take the bus around here. You know, infrequent service. All you gotta do, let me tell you this. All you gotta do is be stranded on transit once. And you start thinking, oh, I don't know about this. And then if it happens twice, it's like, oh, I'm getting a damn car. And transit's just too unreliable around here. And the bus service out here is completely unreliable on these smaller routes because we have such crappy, shitty equipment that's completely unreliable most of the time. You do get where you're going, but there sure seems to be a lot of breakdowns, and occasionally, like on the 58 the other day, not only the bus broke down, but the bus that came to get them broke down. So who knows how late they were? They never. That's 2 consecutive buses, so they probably had to walk to downtown. Now, would you take transit again if you had that experience? I doubt it, and you are now written up at work, you know, that if you come in late again, you're going to get fired. No, you're not going to rely on that again. You're going to try to get a car. That's why transit in this city it doesn't work. Without frequent service, and 15-minute service, by the way, is not frequent service. All right. It's frequent service is like 8 minutes or less. And they have 15-minute service. Well, that's not free. That never was. They never did have frequent service here. That was just a made-up concept. But now, without even that, and with more cuts to come, and I want to remind people too that these cuts that this transit district has been doing started long before the Great Recession, the fake recession that's manufactured by Goldman Sachs, who, by the way, controls a whole bunch of TriMet money. And I remember that report that that financial officer gave, where she's talking about how much money they have invested with Goldman Sachs. You see, that's the whole deal here, is that the government has become a conduit for the bankers and the corporate mentality. There is no government of the people anymore. It's government of the corporations. And that's the truth of the matter.